The diet and nutrition world is full of trends, and one that's been gaining momentum is intermittent fasting. As intermittent fasting has grown in popularity, more data is rolling out that, in some cases, might support intermittent fasting as more than just a fad. What is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is when you alternate between periods of eating and fasting. This type of eating is often described as patterns or cycles of fasting. Intermittent fasting isn't about starving yourself, it's about cutting way back on calories for short time periods. The belief is that your body becomes satisfied with smaller portions while also reducing cravings for unhealthy snack foods. That is, as long as you maintain a healthy diet while trying it all out. How does it work? There are several effective approaches, but it all comes down to personal preference. If you want to give intermittent fasting a try, be prepared to figure out what works best for you. It might take some trial and error first. Some people find it easy to fast for 16 hours and confine meals to just 8 hours of the day, such as 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., while others have a hard time and need to shorten their fasting window. Types of intermittent fasting. How to intermittent fast is important because you want to maintain proper nutrition in your overall diet, and not put yourself at unnecessary risk. Weight loss is never a one-size-fits-all approach. Intermittent fasting may be sustainable for some people, while others find that this approach just isn't for them. If you want to try intermittent fasting, you'll first need to figure out how you're going to incorporate this style of eating into your life, especially when it comes to things like social events and staying active. Some of the most popular intermittent fasting methods will be presented. Time-restricted eating method. In this option, you have set fasting and eating windows. For example, you fast for 16 hours of the day and are able to eat for only 8 hours of the day. Since most people already fast while they sleep, this method is popular. It's convenient, as you extend the overnight fast by skipping breakfast and not eating until lunch. This form of fasting is a safer bet for many people who are interested in trying intermittent fasting for the first time. Finding the right eating and fasting windows for this method might take a few days to figure out, especially if you're very active or if you wake up hungry for breakfast. But it's important that the majority of your calories are taken in before it's dark out. Twice-a-week method. This approach to intermittent fasting focuses on capping your calories at 500 for 2 days a week. During the other 5 days of the week, you maintain a healthy and normal diet. On fasting days, this approach usually includes a 200-calorie meal and a 300-calorie meal. It's important to focus on high-fiber and high-protein foods to help fill you up and keep calories low when fasting. You can choose whichever 2 fasting days as long as there is a non-fasting day between them. Be sure to eat the same amount of food you normally would on non-fasting days. Alternate day fasting method. This variation involves modified fasting every other day. For instance, limit your calories on fasting days to 500 or about 25% of your normal intake. On non-fasting days, resume your regular, healthy diet. There are also strict variations to this approach that include consuming 0 calories on alternate days instead of 500. The 24-hour fast method. This method involves fasting completely for a full 24 hours. Often, it's only done once or twice a week. Most people fast from breakfast to breakfast or lunch to lunch. With this version of intermittent fasting, the side effects can be extreme, such as fatigue, headaches, irritability, hunger, and low energy. If you follow this method, you should return to a normal, healthy diet on your non-fasting days. Are there any risks? Intermittent fasting is not safe for some people, including people who are pregnant, children, people at risk for hypoglycemia, or people with certain chronic diseases. If you're at risk for an eating disorder, you shouldn't attempt any sort of fasting diet. Intermittent fasting has also been known to increase the likelihood of binge eating in some people because of the restriction. If you're interested in trying intermittent fasting, you should also be aware of some not-so-pretty side effects. It can be associated with irritability, low energy, persistent hunger, temperature sensitivity, and poor work and activity performance. Ultimately, you should contact your healthcare provider and discuss these options. If you enjoyed the content of this video, click the subscribe button so you can receive more content like this every week. Thanks for watching.